Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafts. Okay, I'm still very much, I've been actually doing a few videos every day just recently, and then I'll be ages without doing any, but I absolutely love hearts. Anybody who knows me know I love hearts big time. Well, I'm using that nesting set of heart dies again, but I only want the two. I want the big one and the little one. Obviously the card I'm going to make, you can do it whatever size you want. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got a bit of quite nice thick card, because we're actually going to make, which has just been just done in half, and we're going to make a, I can't think what we call it, I'll tell you in a minute, an easel card. For the sake of me, think what you call it. Okay, so basically to do that, I probably should have had one I done earlier. All you do, you have the two layers together and you run it through with just the top edge, yeah, not cut through, so that, you know, your cards are all in one piece. But anyway, let's just do that anyway. So, and if you're literally new, which I'd like to sort of catch new people, because this can be a tremendous hobby if you want. But I think one of the biggest things is, I've probably, I don't know, learned by my mistakes, I suppose. Yeah, learned my mistakes along the way, definitely. But also, you don't have to have everything on the market. Good grief. The card I'm now going to show you, what I'd like you to do, which is my best, what's the word, credit to this at all, is for you to then go in your stash and think, okay, what have I got I can use? Okay, like in the stamps. So here we go. I might just put, just to make sure it cuts through nicely, because it's quite a thick card, pop a bit of, I think I probably, if you watch my other ones, I'll make sure it's in the right place first. So obviously where the seam is, we only want just the end poking out. Okay, so with no ado, let's pop that in there, pop that on there, top plate on. Will be a bit tight because we've got the extra packaging, and wind it through. Always be careful, because I often bash my hand on this and then often get a bit of a bruised hand. But anyway, because as you can see, the pressure is quite severe. Any newbies to this, when you get these, they mark and you're just gutted, because you think, oh, you know, I've marked all my plates. But try and maybe keep one, so sort of there's less cuts, because you will find in time that marks your cards otherwise. Anyway, here we go. Can you see already? Oh, I hope it has. Oh my goodness, it's not quite cut out. So it's probably because it was quite thick card for this. Hold on, let's just pop it back on there again in exactly the same place, fingers crossed. Pop that back. Might have to just, if you find that that's like it's doing what it's just done with me, put the card on the a little bit. It gives it almost like a different pressure. Okay, fingers crossed that's now not moved. And back we go again. A bit more pressure, and worst case scenario, I just finish cutting the card back out. To be fair, it is going through quite thick card. Now thinking about it, I probably could have used one of my other. So yeah, more or less, look, might just have to finish that off with my big scissors, which is not the end of the world. Big scissors give a nice, oh, that's as good as done, to be fair. Ah, see, so there we have, that one pokes out there, so you've already got your card at the ready. Right, then I wanted to, it's rather silly to pull this through there. So what I wanted to do texture wise, which I shall show you, so I'm going to leave that there. I've got an old card here. Can you see? I love this textured card. I mucked this up in some way. Well, I think I did. I must have done, because I've put it in my sort of to use again. So, oh, there's my rainy day crafting on there. So what I'm going to do is use this card, because, you know, don't waste this, you know, let's be sort of recycle as much as we possibly can. I'm going to use the same one, but I like the texture of this card, so oops, I just want to now cut that out as it is. So it doesn't matter, because the squares, you probably can't see it, so I'll go where they do. And I want to pick out this little die heart too. Again, I'm going to pop that on there. But remember, it's only gone through one layer, so that's not a problem. Again, through we go. These dies that I'm using have got the stitched edge, which I think are lovely. Anyway, right, let's move that out of the way. Underneath, got that there. Let's have a little look. So now we've got this little one. Can you sort of see? Great. And then we've got this one. Can you see how well you can see? The textured is quite lovely on that. And the stitch design, and also it's really got a lovely mark around there too. So there we go. So, and that, as you can now see, is going to go on there. This is quite, I like easy cards. And there's a few people have commented where I've shared different places. Although I'd love to see your comments on my site, which would be lovely, because I loved and I will reply. When I've got thousands, I'll worry about that. But in the meantime, I haven't. Although my numbers are going up, which is absolutely lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you just come across me by accident, push that subscribe button. Remember, it doesn't cost you a penny to subscribe. And if you want to unsubscribe again, keep this, because there's still a bit more we can use. Yeah. So if you're using up some scraps, put your things back again, because it's very easy when you're crafting, because I sometimes stick these together and you can end up losing them, can't you? I keep them on this magnetic, see, and they just whoop, because I've had some masking tape on them, they become a bit sticky. So done that. I think I've got them all. Oh, right, that one goes on there. I'll put it away properly later. But a good tip, I feel, is... Oh, see, there's something on there. Put them away as you go, because that's how things get lost. So, now to the next bit. There's a little bit more to this card. Excuse my chair. But generally, this is still quite an easy card. That is what I want to sort of stress to most of you. You can make a very nice card, as far as I'm concerned, without lots on it. If you want to put lots on it, do it. You know, this is me just trying to give you ideas as to moving things forward. So now, this is the card, which I have to think. I've got to put a crease in here. Let's just do that first, because I can end up forgetting otherwise. Let's put this on here. One of these, if you've got one of these cutters, one... if you have this one or whatever, or there's others on the market, one's literally cutter and one's for putting a crease. Now I only want the crease sort of more or less there, will do nicely. I don't want to cut it, that's for sure. Okay, that should have done a nice little crease, which is fine. As you can see, this is how easy this does. Okay. Oh, there's a little bit on the hook. No, that's no good. Hang on. It's probably because I didn't line it up, maybe. Let's just reline it up. Ooh, nearly got the cutting one there. That would have been bad news, wouldn't it? Oh, let's just come off. Right. There we go. Just pop a crease in that. If you're new to YouTube and you like, just hit the subscribe button. If you know, to follow whatever I'm doing, or if you like one particular video, just put the little the thumbs up on there, and that basically saves to your library. Okay, so so that's what we're doing. So now I'm putting this one that was the textured one on my stamping platform, and I'm going to do these. I just come across these. I don't think I've ever used them. They might have been free in a magazine at some point. Like I say, I'm going to generally try and not buy anything, but I just thought when I looked at these, they suit the heart shape so beautifully. Yeah, so I'll probably put it to one side so it sits in there. And then there's no reason why I can't put everything else on here. If you haven't, oh, yeah, this is the right way around, sorry. Then I was then thinking I put it wrong. So basically, if you line up where you want them to go, you can do this on a regular stamping block. No problem, one of these, line it up. But if you don't get one bit of it, generally, it's very hard to line up. So I keep saying I'm going to. I'm probably put on my top 10 of tips on what things to buy, because you don't need everything on the market. You really, really don't. Anyway, this is then got I heart. Okay, I just want to make sure. You have to be careful with these, because if you have them sometimes so that whoops, this actually was I love chocolate, which I certainly do. Anyway, I love, let's go in there, line it all up, and then this little word, oh no, I just dropped it. I'm going to go to find it. Oh yep, found it. You. So you put them down the side you want them to be, because that will just fit in there beautifully. That there in the centre. Now, when you put this across, it should pick them up nicely. There you go. Sometimes it pays to put, say, something like that on to hold it in the same place, because you sure don't want it to move. It shouldn't. Now, with our VersaFine, I don't think this stamp's been used, so the beauty of this, where we're now going with this, is if you have to do it a couple of times with one of these stamping platforms, this is the way forward, okay? Now, over we go. It should be in the same place. Now, with the ball of your hand, bit of pressure. Not bad at all. I might just redo it again. I don't think I've missed anything, but this is the beauty, like I say, of a stamping platform. You can do it again. Pop that over. There we go. Now, what we need to do, because I personally think it finishes it lovely. You don't have to do this step. There we go. This is just clear embossing powder on there. You can buy off any of the places. This is probably my first big tub, and I've been doing this for years. So now I'm leaving that open a little bit, because heat gun, I tend to like to lean on something. This is just a little, I think it's an old bit of drawer, piece of wood, and hold that on there. That sort of stops it warping, and if you sort of hold your finger further away with a bit of luck, right, a little bit of noise, just warm it up a little bit first. I think this is really cute. This is the magic. I'll try and do it so you can see it as best you can. Look at that. In all the years, I still find when you do the embossing powder, and when it then, you know, with your heat gun, it then takes shape. It's so, so beautiful. Apologies if this video take a little bit longer. That's because I still have not learned how I can, you know, I'll probably gain a few seconds. It's hot if we didn't show this. So again, if you keep the hot gun on there a bit, what you can then do is literally pop this back in here, because it's still warm, and you'll be able to see that if it picks it up again, which it does, it goes dull again. Yeah. Obviously you have to do that quite quickly. Bash the excess off. Then back we go. beautiful. If I hold that up close, can you see the sheen on that? Really, really lovely. Right, let's move this out of the way. We don't need it anymore. And back to the card. Oh, do you know, as much as I like crafting, I don't like gritty. I don't like sand on the beach. I never like barefoot. Strange thing to say, but I don't like sort of grit, the gritty feelings. So here we have a him and a her and I love you on it. And then this is going to go on here. All right. So all you need to do with this is pop some double-sided tape. But first of all, today, just for quickness, I am going to, you can paint this, you can do with anything you like. I'm just going to do, say this heart, and because it's got the textured, this is where I should be able to stop it and fast forward, shouldn't I? Because basically, you know, colouring's colouring, isn't it? Yeah, so, anyway, so, but the beauty of it is, because you've done it with the embossing powder, if you were now doing this with paint or your oxides, it sort of won't sort of blend into the next bit. Okay, so there we go. Ooh, heads. So, okay, so you could colour a lot more of this if you want, you know, entirely up to you. But like I say, I don't suppose 1 minute you've got this stamp. If you know, work out what stamps you've got, what looks. I'm a great lover of the cuties, but there you go. Quite a nice little stamp, isn't it? This one. But find what what you've got in your own stash. So then, what we're going to do, obviously, there's only crayon in, so you don't need much earth. I don't know whether to do the heart as well. Maybe do the heart as well here, because it's sort of bring it all together, doesn't it? And it's quite lovely, the textured card. Oh, I just love this textured card. I probably could make all my cards out of this, but anyway, I have to be different sometimes and do something different. Anyway, there we go. Like I say, if you wanted to, you could now sort of colour all, you know, teddy bears in different colours if you want. But I quite like that. I almost think that's enough. But over to you, whatever you do. I have got a rainy day crafting Facebook page. It's only got, I don't know, 20 something people on it. I don't do much with it at the minute, but I keep thinking, well, I'll get some people behind it and then see what I'll do. Okay, so you know, I'm always open to suggestions as to then what to do. Let me just have a little look. Some of mine are getting a little bit tatty, so now you can glue it, although I'm just going to put some double-sided tape on this. Maybe I'll glue it. Because for some reason, I don't know why, where my other tapes are. I need a new regular tape out, I think. So this for now for easiness. But then to do this, you'll then need to, which I shall do once I've finished showing you, I shall then leave it flat with something heavy on it, so then it'll keep. So if you were then going to do this, just literally put it so it fits. And I've just done a silly mistake, but that will dry because I'll have to leave it. Can you see I've actually put glue on the whole thing? Well, you actually won't need the glue on the whole thing because you only want it up to the edge. So if I just leave that like that for now, and then remember we cut out this little one previously. I cut a few more out just to save time, and we have a few that I've cut earlier. And what I was going to do, 2 or 3, stick these together, and just so it matches with the card. Easy to do, pop them together. Let's do another one. So I've got some spare ones there. There we have, lovely. Now remember, this to hold this together, put some pegs on, which I should do in a moment, and then put something heavy on it probably. But this is then going to, obviously depending on your angle, hold that card open. So what you then do is stick that on there, and this holds your card open. If you do that at a different angle, you'll have a bit more precision on height on this. So double-sided tape or whatever, pop that where you want it, line it up so it's in the exact place you need it, and so it's like level there, and again you need to hold that down. A little bit of glue come out there, and there you have. I don't know how well you can see if I do it close up. Quite lovely. I love you. Just to show you another one I've done earlier with some flowers on. Actually, I did that at more of a sort of half angle, which has made that a bit high, as you can see, and that's all as you need is love. But anyway, there's a couple of ideas. This sort of thing that you have, keep it purely because you can use that for doing them as stencils or anything. I have little bags and little folders of bits and pieces that I keep. Okay, till the next time, hope you like, enjoy. I'd love to be able to see your comments and also show more so on my Rainy Day Facebook page what you've had a go at doing, maybe something a bit similar. Okay, all the very best. Thank you.